Most people know the name Air Force One, the flying command center built to protect the President of the United States. But almost no one knows about the secret aircraft built just to carry it. That's right, not to escort it, not to refuel it, but to physically lift and transport the President's plane, in case everything else fails. Now imagine this: a nuclear strike, global war, a cyber attack grounds every jet in the country. Air Force One is trapped. But there's one classified aircraft, built in total secrecy, that can rescue it. No photos, no tail number. Its movements don't appear in flight logs. Just a code name whispered behind classified doors and black budget programs. It's so powerful it can carry a fully loaded 747 on its back, and then vanish without a trace. In this video, we're uncovering the top secret lifeboat built for Air Force One, and why its very existence may be the most important thing America is hiding. Every world leader has an escape plan, but for the President of the United States, the plan is a flying fortress, one that stays airborne, communicates with every military branch, and withstands a nuclear blast. That's Air Force One. But what if it's grounded? In the most extreme crisis, a nuclear strike, an EMP attack, or nationwide grounding of aircraft, if Air Force One can't lift off, then the presidency is exposed. The entire chain of command could collapse in minutes. That's why this mystery aircraft exists. It's not a refueler. It's not an escort. It's not there to support the president. It's there to extract him. Think of it like an armored vault designed to carry a mobile bank. Only the vault is a full-sized Boeing 747, and the cargo is the commander-in-chief. If this aircraft is activated, it means the U.S. government is no longer in control. Air Force One, for all its power in the sky, is vulnerable on the ground. It has no weapons, no shields, no defenses while parked. So this aircraft, hidden from satellites, erased from flight logs, is the final insurance policy. And yet, there are no official images, no confirmed specs, not even a visible footprint. It's a ghost, built for a moment we hope never comes. But how could such a massive aircraft even lift Air Force One off the ground? The answer lies in a top-secret engineering marvel, one that shouldn't even exist. To carry Air Force One, a fully loaded Boeing 747 weighing over 800,000 pounds. You don't just need a big plane, you need a monster. This classified aircraft is believed to be based on the world's most powerful airframes, the Antonov and Tu-25 Maria, a Soviet-era Titan that carried 640,000 pounds with ease. The C-5 Galaxy, America's heavyweight lifter used for decades by the U.S. military, and dark concepts pulled straight from Lockheed's Skunk Works, where the impossible becomes real. But this isn't just Cold War steel. This is 21st century survival tech, engineered not to transport cargo, but to rescue the presidency. Imagine something bigger than 10 school buses. Possibly a hybrid design, Russian skeleton, American muscle, upgraded with stealth coatings, reinforced carbon structure, and AI-guided stabilization. This isn't a repurposed cargo plane. This is a custom-built platform, possibly with mag rail launch cradles designed for one job: to lift and vanish. It had to outdo everything the Soviets ever dreamed up. But quietly, under radar, behind black budgets and fake paperwork, how do you build the biggest plane in the world and make it invisible? And yet, they did it. No confirmed photos, no footage, not even a satellite trace, only rumors, sketches, and whispers among military insiders. But the real question isn't just how it flies. It's what happens next. Because once Air Force One is inside, this aircraft becomes more than just a lifter. It becomes a moving command bunker. So, what exactly does it do after liftoff? That's where things get even more unbelievable. Once Air Force One is locked inside, this aircraft becomes more than a lifter. It transforms into a flying fortress. Inside its massive cargo bay is a chamber unlike anything on Earth. Not a storage area, but a mobile command bunker built to keep the U.S. president alive, even if the rest of the country falls. The interior is believed to be EMP shielded, protected against nuclear pulses that can fry electronics in an instant. It's sealed, pressurized, and possibly fitted with its own filtered atmosphere, safe from chemical, biological, or radiological threats. Uplinked to military satellites, it can communicate directly with NORAD, nuclear subs, and overseas bases, even if Washington, D.C. is nothing but ash. It's not just about flying, it's about operating the country mid-air. The cradle system holding Air Force One isn't just a metal frame. It's a shock-absorbing vault designed to protect the plane and its systems during turbulent evasions or mid-air threats. Think of it like NORAD inside the belly of a jet, fully mobile, fully armed with data, and prepared for global decision-making. It must be invisible to radar, yet impossible to bring down. No weapons, no windows, just pure survival architecture built for a day we hope never comes. One rumored system on board is called Phantom Nest, a suite of decoys, jammers, and counter-surveillance that keeps the aircraft untraceable. But now comes the biggest mystery. Where could the U.S. even hide something this massive? A plane the size of a football field, and no one's ever seen it? The answer? Takes us off the map. This aircraft, this lifeboat of American leadership, doesn't sit on any known runway. It's not filed in FAA records, there are no maintenance logs, no air traffic controllers ever clear it for takeoff, because it lives in the shadows, buried inside black sites, so remote, so off the grid, that even military satellites can't confirm their true purpose. Utah, Nevada, deep Alaska, places where cameras don't go, where fences stretch for miles and silence is louder than engines. Insiders whisper about massive hangars hidden in desert valleys with odd shadow patterns appearing and disappearing in satellite images, shadows too large, too strange, to belong to anything ordinary. There's no tail number, no call sign, no public record of its existence. And yet, it might already be airborne. That's the haunting part. We wouldn't even know if it was circling above us right now. To reveal it would defeat its very purpose. It exists only for the moment, everything else fails, and until then, it must stay invisible. The people it's designed to protect may never see it. Some military insiders call it the Flying Ark, a vessel built not to carry people, but to carry power, order, and continuity when the ground crumbles. Think Area 51, but mobile, a secret not stored in the desert, but flying above it. And that brings us to the final question. What activates this ghost? When does it fly? Because this jet doesn't respond to flight plans. It responds to the collapse of a nation. This isn't a backup plan. It's the last resort, only activated if Air Force One is trapped, disabled, or compromised. That could mean a cyber attack that grounds communications, an EMP blast that wipes out electronics, or even an invasion where escape routes vanish in seconds. In that moment, the U.S. doesn't have hours. It has minutes to get its leadership out, to risk a total collapse of command. Think September 11th, but with no warning, no airspace control, and no safe zone. There are rumors of covert drills, practiced under total blackout. Simulations where this ghost plane swoops in unseen, extracts the presidential module, and vanishes again. And how would it know when to launch? Possibly by tracking preset presidential flight beacons, signals only a few humans on Earth can authorize. But here's the question we all want answered. How do we know this thing is even real? No official document, no press release, no confirmation. The U.S. government has never admitted this plane exists. And maybe that's the point. Because if the public knew, so would America's enemies. But over the years, pieces have slipped through. Military leaks reference something codenamed Leviathan, a platform so large, so critical, it shows up only in classified budget lines. One line item raised eyebrows. Mobile Executive Transport Recovery Platform. Vague, sanitized, but unmistakably intentional. Reporters filed Freedom of Information Act requests. One response came back, 27 pages long, and every single word was blacked out. Sound familiar? Like UFO programs, denied for decades, then proven true. We may never get full proof. But if the mission is real, so is the machine. And that leaves one final question. Who would fly it when everything else collapses? They're not ordinary pilots. They don't wear name tags, don't appear in press briefings, and won't be found in any airbase registry. These are Black Ops aviators handpicked from the most elite flight programs, stealth units, top-tier cargo ops, even ex-NASA commanders. Their mission? Save the presidency, even if the country falls. Some are rumored to have trained with mock versions of Airforce 1, practicing extractions under extreme conditions. No lights, no comms, under fire. They operate like the Men in Black, but instead of hunting aliens, they prepare for the end of the world. There's even talk that some crew rotate through NASA's astronaut program, learning to handle pressure, radiation, and isolation at a level few can imagine. And if they ever launch into action, you'll never know. Their call sign? Allegedly, Grim Hauler, a name that suggests not just rescue, but reckoning. Their very presence would mean the system failed. And maybe this plane isn't just a last-ditch effort. Maybe it's a dark symbol of what we stand to lose. So now we ask, is this jet just metal and engines, or something far more haunting? This isn't just a plane. It's the final failsafe of the United States government, a machine built for the unthinkable. If it ever lifts off the ground, it means something irreversible has happened. The president is stranded. Communications are down. The nation is under attack. It's not meant to refuel or defend. It's meant to extract and escape. Every U.S. president since Ronald Reagan has allegedly been briefed on the exact moment this aircraft would be activated. It's like the nuclear football, and only this one has wings, armor, and a classified destination. Some believe it already flew once, briefly, quietly during the chaos of September 11th, but there's no proof, no photos, no confirmation, and that's the point. Because if this jet ever fully deploys, it means democracy is already bleeding out. It has to exist. That much seems clear, but it must never fly. Inside the military, some call it the coffin carrier, because when it takes off, something is already dead. But is it real? Or is this the greatest national myth ever engineered? Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. It doesn't matter if the plane exists, because the system behind it is built to make you question everything. The blurry documents, the shadow budgets, the blacked out flight logs. Doubt isn't a flaw. It's the design. And that's the twist. The most powerful weapon isn't the aircraft. It's the idea that America can always escape, that no matter what happens somewhere, somehow, there's still a way out. A lifeboat, a final breath, a plan B built into the clouds. The government has prepared for the unimaginable, and it has done so without your permission, without your vote, and without your awareness. Because in moments of national collapse, silence protects more than freedom ever could. We want to believe democracy is strong, but what if its survival depends on secrets that would terrify us? That's why this plane was never meant to fly. It was built to survive, built to whisper that someone, somewhere, is always ready, even when everything else has fallen. So yes, it might be real, or it might be a myth by design. But if it ever does take off, you'll never forget the moment you realize nothing was ever safe. Because sometimes survival isn't about victory, It's about what's left after everything else disappears. In a world on the brink, some planes don't take off for glory. They fly only when everything else has fallen, because sometimes the most powerful technology is the one you'll never see. If this story shook you, intrigued you, or left you questioning everything, subscribe now for more truths the government won't confirm but can't quite deny. And tell us in the comments, would you want this plane to exist? Or does the idea of a secret escape route scare you more than it comforts you? The future is watching. Are you?